Well, I'm on the farm today. It's it's the day before spring, so that would be the 19th. Today is the 19th, and Saturday the 19th in the afternoon. Beautiful day. The breezes are blowing. I got the Model 50 with the loader going, and I think I got a bad solenoid on it. So I traced down all the wiring as best I could, and everything looked like it was intact. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just try to crank it. And I hit the switch and it turned over, and I immediately let go of it like a dummy, because I got the switch hanging out right here where I can test the leads and whatnot. So I tried to crank it again, and no go. Dead as a hammer. So I went around to the solenoid, and when it cranked, just for a split second, I thought, well, the electrical's intact. And I went around here to the solenoid, and I just tapped on it with the end of a plastic end of a screwdriver handle 2 or 3 times. Tried it again, and it cranked right over. Now, with these old tractors, I should probably do a video on it, but I employ on old tractors and computers what I call the aircraft rule. And we've been over the brick house rule, and but the aircraft rule is generally trouble starts on takeoff and landing. So we get an old tractor started up here, we don't turn it off until we're done, unless we have to. So I got the loader on. I was going to take this shell off, and I'm going over there to my barn, and I'm going to do a little bush hogging and moving some autumn olives that have been pulled up. And I got the Hardee bush hog on here. I need to adjust the level on it, but I'll do that here in just a bit. So we'll reconvene over at my barn. Before I go anywhere, I need to put this pin in. I'm not running stabilizers today because nothing I have, including my adjustable stabilizers, will fit down on that peg down there. So I just got to run it like it is. So this is the first meaningful chore that I'm doing with this Massey Ferguson 50 since I bought it, other than tooling around when I first got it, and then it quit running. So right off the bat, I'm looking for things, other than it won't start. And right off the bat, I noticed they got the draft control, see that, all the way up. So if I try to let that bush hog all the way down, that top link is going to push. The top link is going to push against this thing right here, and that pushes a rod that actuates the hydraulics to lift. That's the draft control. That's the Ferguson system. So when I do this, and I let this down, watch what happens. See that? Okay. Whoa. All right. Take the draft control and put it all the way down, as it should be. I let it down. See? The more you raise that draft control, the harder the plowing is, and the more it's going to pull up. Now, in addition to the bush hog and the tractor, I got a relatively clean, for me, Massey Ferguson hat to wear today. I just having trouble keeping it on my head. It's missing the right bolt stop for when this thing is in the correct position. I kind of just gotta set it and forget it, and then I'll come back. That's one thing I need to do, is put a mower. It has there's a dial like that that goes up on there. This is the racing mower. So, what I'm up against out here, I had a guy come in with a mini excavator with the thumb on his excavator was fixed, but nonetheless it worked as a thumb. And I've got some video of it somewhere, maybe I'll put up sometime. But in any event, I had him pluck these autumn olives out of the ground, shake them, and set them over to the side. And I wanted him to come back, and he never did, so I was disappointed. But you know, everything is starting to green, and all these autumn olives are starting to bud. So what I want to do, I was going to take the shell off that bucket and just use the manure forks to pick those things up, but I think I'm going to leave the bucket intact and make sure they're broken loose from the ground after sitting for so long. And I think I'm going to start out here and clear this, try to mow it. And I mean, if I can push those autumn olives on out into the field, the ultimate goal is to get them on those burn piles. You know, I'll do it. But so let me see if I can do a little bush hogging here, and maybe my tractor will be okay. First chore. It's a little hard to film while I'm doing it and manage the bush hog and the loader at the same time, but I think you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I have to raise the bush hog up when I go over the pile, because obviously there's some big stuff down on the bottom. But let me go down a gear for this pile. Whoop. I'm trying to move that whole pile right there. I gotta raise my bush hog up. And I just kind of motor over it. I guess, you know, if I wasn't holding the camera, I'd probably back up a little bit. But you can see over there where what I've pushed out. And I got to do that here, and there's another row on out there. So let me come back. Pushed another little bit over to this burn pile, but I kind of questioned the wisdom of doing that, because what I'm doing is I'm littering up my fields with sticks I'm going to have to clean up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put together a burn pile right over in here somewhere. Hopefully it won't light off my barn. To work along, you know, I've cleared this part right in here, and I'm working up through there. So there's a row of those autumn olives going up through here, and there's a row of them coming up through there. So I'm trying to push these out first, and I'll come back. All right, so I thought I'd get off the tractor here for a minute and just kind of walk over here. It's a mess, but at least you can drive over it now. It's not like that or that up there, but I'm getting it to it. Now, I'm not a loader guy. My brother has a loader tractor and he uses it. I don't. Otherwise, there's never been a loader tractor on this farm. So this is really first time for me fooling around with a loader tractor. So I get the controls backwards sometimes, and kind of learning the tractor and learning that loader as I go. And but I'm finding if I can swing wide and turn to where my blade is right parallel with these limbs, so I'm pushing straight against them, I can kind of get a fair push and take some out to the pile. But a lot of what I'm doing is I'm just breaking up old dead limbs, and so the goal here today is just to kind of knock it down and get as much into a pile as I can, and get it so we can put a bush hog on it and a disc, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let me keep going. Little drone footage there. Not sure how effective I was with the front end loader. I just had a little bit of battery left, so temperature's good. So kind of at a place where I want to stop, and I'm pretty much out of diesel, and I don't want to run this thing dry. And but I made a lot of progress. The loader's doing a good job, you know, for considering the operator. And but I've cleared a lot in here, as you can see, and still got plenty more to go back in there and way up there, and then back down on that edge of the field right there. And I'm gonna come back another day, and when I got more diesel and I don't run the risk of just running out. And so there it is, kind of opening up some new ground. It's not pretty, there's just limbs and stuff everywhere, but at least I'm getting it to where I can drive over it, which I couldn't before. So at the Model 50 Massey Ferguson, the 100 Massey Ferguson 100 loader, which is a Davis loader. Massey bought those guys. 5-foot Hardee bush hog. This bucket here with the manure forks. At some point I will take that shell off. And this bucket is double acting. It's not single acting. And of course the loader is too. I can lift the front wheels up off of the loader. It's got a pump on the front, so that it's actually pretty nice. First time I've used this loader, and really first time I've used any loader for more than a couple of minutes. So kind of new to me, and kind of getting their money out of this Massey Ferguson. Before I would take a chain and a tractor and drag these things out of the way. So this is a nice addition, and like I've said before, I'm hoping I can rig a spear for some 4x4 round bales. So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back again another day.